Greetings, one and all. Welcome to the Mystic Syndicate. I am your host, Brian. Tonight, we delve into dungeons deep and caverns old as we once again roll the dice, fight the horde, and let slip the dogs of war, for Dungeons & Dragons is the game, and we are merely players on its fantasy stage. As always, I am your Dungeon Master, and we are fortunate to have with us our friends from Drunkards & Dragons, ready for whatever fate has in store. We start with introductions, and ladies go first.
Where's a lady? No. Melinda, I play Grenna Babbleboots, who is a Gnome Ranger with a ward. Because every girl needs it.
It focuses on yarn.
Oh, yeah. I'm Mike.
Part of my evil plot.
Picture.
He's too high, not too little. It cuts me off. You can see, like, from my chin up.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are just freakishly tall.
Yeah, anyway, Mike, Kiffi Blackhammer, Dwarven Cleric of Fortubo, at your service.
Hello, I'm Pav. I play Kelex Zelenen, a Paladin of Heironious.
I'm Russ. I'm playing Járngrímur töframaður, Halldórsson. Fire me. Woo!
I'm Ed. I'm playing Squire Tomas Waverly, a human fighter bard.
And I am Glenn, and I am playing Timble Snivenblaven, an artist following these people around.
All right, excellent. So as a reminder to folks who are watching the stream, if you enjoy what you see here tonight, please gently caress your mouse and left click as you hover the arrow over the follow button. I certainly do appreciate it. All right, folks, so here we are, episode 22. And so I know that last week we ended up having some technical difficulties, and there were a few of us. So I think there was at least one of us that had some work duties that kept them from showing. So that's fine. It happens. But yeah,
I had to work my 2 hours a month.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, that's always good. So yeah, welcome back, folks. And the last time that we left off, you all were in the city of Pelik. You had teleported in after a portal was opened up in the old 97 Inn in Marydale, performed by the mighty Timble, who
I paint a good scene.
Yes, you do. And so you appeared in the Wizard's Tower of Lady Raven. From there, you had ventured into Pelik, had talked with some folks in the town, trying to find a suitable place to take this dark gem that had been carried around by Grenna for some time. So, yes. Ending up not finding any suitable place in Pelik to hide such a dark and disturbing item, you had talked with the court wizard, who said that he would be willing to take you with him to a symposium at the Crystal Citadel in the grand city of Greyhawk itself. And there you can talk to someone within the Crystal Citadel who might be able to help you, and also might be able to find a way for you to get back to Sterich and eventually make or have an audience with Lady Emendov, the ruler of Sterich. So, did I miss anything? Is there any questions anyone had?
Oh, I'm waiting for night to fall the night before our travels so that I may do something.
Okay.
Wasn't there another item that we were trying to get the church to hold for us, but they said they couldn't?
Yes, I believe that was actually the gem that Grenna.
Was it the gem? Okay.
Yeah, it was the gem. So
I'm the court wizard. Before we go to Greyhawk, is he interested? Possibly, he's a court wizard. He might be interested in a low-level spellbook and a rod that he didn't care about. Or are you looking for maximum price there, Yarn? You're muted, Russ.
Of course I am. I said, I'm looking for something useful. I mean, I liked having the spell book, and I've copied it over to my stuff. And you know, having the Python staff is cool, but it's kind of useless. I mean, everything, it only has 12 hit points, and if it gets killed, it's no longer useful. So, yeah. So, you know, rings, wands, you know, Staff of the Archmage would be great, but I don't think we're going to find that.
I'm voting for the Wand of Orcus.
oh yes, such lofty goals. I love them.
I'll be happy if he gets a reach around.
Is that the wand of reach arounds?
Oh, hell yes.
All right.
As Grenna gets tired of our banter.
Did you hear that, Brian?
I'm sorry.
She asked if she has time to make her homunculus.
Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know what it's called. You're the artificer.
Yeah.
I'm on nucleus.
Yeah, I think you would actually have, because you're not going to be leaving Pellic until probably the next day. And teleportation from here to Greyhawk is not that long of a travel. It's kind of instantaneous, which is kind of very, very pleasant. So with that in mind, yeah, you would have enough time to build this creation that you have.
It's an hour.
Takes an hour.
Takes an hour?
Wow.
That's if you use the spell. She's an artificer. I'm sorry. That's if you use the spell.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. But thanks. Trying to find where I put it.
You have taken levels in artificer?
Uh-huh.
How interesting.
You remember the gun I shot off when she had to wander off? The gun? Remember that?
Oh yeah, I need to replace the bullets on that. Thank you for that.
Very interesting.
One of those things I didn't tell you I had. Woo-hoo!
Is this one of those Artie Feldman interesting things?
All right. Well, if we got a little bit of time, I am going to kind of look around the magic shops and stuff here in Pellic and see if somebody is interested. Since while she's doing the homunculus, I can go out there and see if I can cut you a deal before we teleport.
Okay. So what is it that you're looking for or looking to get rid of?
I believe Yarn is entrusting the Staff of the Viper and the spellbook he has to me.
The spellbook from the wizard from Ket. I've transferred the information into my stuff.
Okay.
And it's now become a commodity.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. That sounds like it would be possible. All right, and then you're also trying to get rid of the serpent staff.
Half of the python.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing Yarn with me because once they start rolling out all the goodies, I don't want to sit there and say, "Oh, I like that one," and he says, "No." So.
Right. Okay. That probably would be the safest thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Okay. All right. So yes. So Tomas and Jarn, you all decide to head down to the merchants section of town. What is everybody else doing while they are out doing some shopping?
This is in Greyhawk, correct? Or is this in Pellic?
No, you're in Pellic.
Still in Pellic.
All right. I want to do this in Greyhawk.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Then fine.
I'm just thinking time might be more tighter when we get to Greyhawk. So,
Well, worst comes to worst, it only adds about 2 or 3 weeks to the travel time.
2 markets are better than 1. Just an idea.
yeah,
Well-
because if they don't have anything you like, then you don't have to sell it.
Well, the thing is, with Pellic, you don't have the what am I thinking? The broad possibilities that are possible in Greyhawk.
Yeah, but the odd thing might fall into someone's hand here and there. You never know what they have, but you'll never know if you don't walk through the door and ask them.
All right, let's walk through the door and ask them then.
I'll go with.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
yeah, that'll help. That's always worked well.
Well, at least my charisma is 17.
Just don't
There's that.
place down, okay?
You don't have any more of those little sphere of annihilation things, do you?
Just 2 between my legs.
Oh my god.
Oh, my.
Oh my, here we go.
Really hope none of my students watch those. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, I did set this for 18 plus. I'm pretty sure I did.
Oh, good.
God, I hope.
My typical students are very smart and savvy.
Yes, but it shows that you're protecting it to the level we can, and it's not like, hey, everybody come watch.
You'll never believe who Miss Holmes plays with. Shh. Anyway, moving.
Right. Okay. Okay. So what is is it Timble and Kiffi are going
Me.
somewhere now? Oh, no.
Me, Tomas, and Timble.
Okay. Oh my God. You three. Okay. Great. So what are you doing, or where are you going now?
First of all, what about the rest of the other zoo crew up there?
I think Grenna's making the
Yeah. She's
mechanical.
building her homunculus. Her
I'm
little
gonna
friend.
catch up with Angus while we're here.
Okay.
See
Very
if I
good.
can get some news from home and let him know what I've been up to and all that good stuff.
Okay. Very good.
Getting some family time.
Is
Yeah.
getting some family time. Yeah. And Pav, is there anything special that you are doing? while you're here?
No, nothing particular. Actually, has anybody gone to the library or something like that to kind of look up this was it the Eye of Vecna? Anybody any
No.
research?
Tear of Vecna.
I
Was
might.
it the ear? I thought it was the eye.
No,
No, they're-
Tear.
Tier.
Oh, tear. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. So, I mean, while they're all doing this, I mean, I can definitely go. I don't know. Go to a library. Maybe even talk to the local archwizard and see if he's got anything on the subject.
Sure, of course. Yeah, that's no problem at all. You can definitely do that. Let me go ahead and I'll take care of everybody individually. And so let's go ahead and start with the bigger group. Jarn, Tomas, and Timble.
FYI, Brian, I did send you a message.
Oh, yes, you did. Oh, no, hold on. You sent me a message? Was it
I
in... Was it in... Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. The only problem is if you send it to me in Discord, it messes up everything if I click on it. So it's a little bit more difficult to do it that way. Maybe we can, maybe I can take a look at it here in just a couple of minutes, or if there's a way that you can whisper it to me in Roll20, that would be cool too.
Roll20.
Yeah, because you can whisper. If
That's
you type,
not-
if you type in /W and then GM, you should be able to message me. Hopefully. Okay, so where are you all off to?
Well, for us, I'm heading down to the marketplace, starting to look at shopkeepers, glancing around,
Okay.
Investigating, looking for places. So
Okay. Yeah, you can see that as far as the marketplace is going at this point in time, it's we have you can see that there are some wares that are easily to get to. You're still seeing some shortages of things that are being used by troops to the north. Being at this point in time, the front has actually stalled, but you can still find certain items. Weapons are a little bit harder to come by. Healing magic is also kind of a little bit hard to find as well. But you can still see that there are some pretty interesting things lying around.
Okay. Jar, are you looking particularly for magic items, spell components?
Magic items. I mean, I'm looking for something that will either. I'm looking for something that will either be on the clairvoyant divination type of item, or something that goes boom.
Okay.
But you do that without needing.
All right. Well, let's see what the likeliness of you finding something so incredible. I'm going to say that it's going to be about a 10% chance of finding what you're looking for here. You would have a better chance of finding it in a capital city that isn't in a country that is at war, but hey, there's at least a chance. So
there's always a chance. No, also, if I could find a cloak of spider climbing, that would be cool.
Well, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, unfortunately.
Would I be able to maybe up the ante as I know this town, I know the connections, that I might help lend aid and perhaps finding something? If I know a noble here or a noble there that might have something that, like what he desires, or maybe the ability to know that someone has interest in something he has.
As far as your nobles go, your nobles are not running kiosks in the marketplace.
No, but if I know someone in court said this or that, or they were curious about things, how little things, curiosities I might overhear, or somebody might tell me.
Well, let's leave it to fate.
Well, I rolled a 2 on the percentage check, Brian.
Okay. Well, I went ahead and rolled a 35.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So not only no, but
Damn.
Okay.
Brian knows. He's like, I don't trust Ed's rolls. He's got some kind of widget back there.
The time Ed is allowed to roll is that the percentage will go in Ryan's favor.
No, I mean, think about it. The last time we let him roll, we lost a level.
Because it went in Brian's favor.
That's right. That was beautiful. By one, wasn't it one? Like
1
one
point.
digit, 2 digits? So
One
sad.
digit.
That was so sad.
That's why when you said 10% and I rolled a 2, I was like, woo!
Yeah, but I'd already. Okay, so we're gonna. So Timble, I'm going to go ahead and do another 10% check on that, just to see if there's something that went out there to you that you were able to hear. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's all that good.
No one here.
So,
All right.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Nothing here.
looking for a chance. That's all.
But once again, you all are pretty well known here because of what you had done in the past by rescuing the Margrave and returning him back to Pellic, which was a Herculean feat, considered by most folks. So at least you are not. It's not like you're definitely not in hostile territory. People are, will chat with you and see if there's something, and so they will try to try to help you, but everybody's kind of tapped out when it comes to like magical items and things, especially stuff that could be used for the war effort. So,
what about something like a bolo? A little exotic weapon?
An exotic weapon?
Yeah, a bolo. Those things that... And those,
yeah.
Essentially.
Okay, you know what? Because it is primarily can be used as a hunting weapon.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a game that has legs.
And it's a passive weapon, so it's something that wouldn't be taken to the front.
Yeah, it's definitely something that you would not primarily see. So if you go to a more like a shop that is more of a provisioner, they would probably have.
Don't we know someone who is a provisioner?
You do, but they're not in this town. As a matter of fact, if and I could probably reshare that with you if you want.
Trying to think of her name.
All that good.
We could just go to Spencer's and get one of those clackers. Clack. Use that as a bolo.
I think you guys are thinking of the.
Just find a couple of rocks.
The Featherstones are.
The Featherstones. Yes.
Yeah, those were the people that you rescued from the giant. Yeah, the mom and daughter that you saved, which was extremely nice of you.
Cassandra Featherstone.
Yeah, the Featherstones. Yeah, they were.
They wouldn't happen to have a caravan in town, would they?
Oh no, unfortunately not.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're a lot closer to the front than you guys are.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So probably a lot of things may have been confiscated, requisitioned for the war effort. So you're not really too sure how they're holding up, but hey, here you are. So yeah, after a little bit of time, you're able to find sort of a kiosk that has hunting apparel, hunting, things that people, there's a few bows here and things like that. But you do find actually 2 set of bolas, which is, and they are very inexpensive. You're looking at probably about like 5 silver a piece. You don't have a lot of calling for them.
Oh, I don't carry change. I just give them a gold.
Oh, okay. Well, of course. Yeah, I mean, they're willing to make change for you, but if that's totally
it's
up to
just
you.
so much to carry and count.
Yeah. It's once again, your reputation precedes you as being a generous benefactor of the people. So that's kind
One
of
does try.
Hey, isn't it nice? Yeah. All right. So now you have 2 of them, which is kind of useful.
What? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sure. Mechanically, what? I don't know that I would have a proficiency for that, given its exotic nature. How do we want to work that? And I'm more than willing to say practice on the wizard, as he seems a likely target.
Are you just going to tell him, like, run, see how far you can get before before these wrap around your legs and you face plant? Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Large, smallish, bipolar, quadruped creatures hit with bolas have to make a DC 10 strength check or to be knocked prone. It does 1d4 points of bludgeoning damage. I gave you a really good deal on these because, according to D&D Wiki, they're one gold piece a piece. So, hey,
do what you like.
But that's because they love you here. You're famous. You got the discount. Got the family plan thing. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, I think I don't know if they show up in D&D Beyond or something that you can.
They don't.
They don't.
Oh, that's a shame.
Gotta.
Okay, but just kind of note that, and I can even probably copy this a little bit for you and drop it into
Maybe get better.
chat if it'll let me. There you go. Hopefully that'll help for those kids
Nice.
playing at home.
So nothing here. So how about Paul's investigation on news?
Yeah, okay. So, Paul, so you end up heading over to the library here at Castle Oversight. And once you are inside, you are able to, you talk to a couple of the guards, and they point you in the direction of this, of the Royal Library. Yeah, the doors are open to you, and you can see this is a very, very large library. It actually has 3 different floors. It has those very nice rolling ladders that go so you can walk up or you can climb up
rides.
too. Yeah, it's kind of like rides. Yeah, if you just get a really good running start and just jump on, just keep going, which is probably frowned upon here. So there
I've ever had this before.
Yeah, there are other people around, mostly more scholarly types. You don't see a lot of people walking around in plate mail, but yeah, you do have some folks who are definitely here studying or.
So are you saying he stands out just a little bit?
He does stand out just a tad. As you kind of make your way into this room, you're kind of clanking a little bit, being that you are wearing armor, and they quickly look up, but no one shushes you or anything. They do kind of understand that there's no way that you can really control the sounds that your armor is making. So they
rattle.
Yeah, you do hear a little bit of some grumblings, but it's not anybody is going to raise a stink.
Does there? It look like there's the castle library. Do they have their own staff, or is it just kind of do your own research?
No, there is a librarian.
Okay.
On staff. Another.
Is his name Marion?
No.
No, it's actually an elven fellow. Who seems to be, putting away books that have been left out. And he just casts a real quick glance at you. He does have his clothing kind of gives you the idea that he is obviously a person who works here. It's not just kind of like plain. And he does,
Okay, so I'll approach him and say, "My apologies for disturbing you. I'm doing some research on a particular item. I'm hoping you could help. It's called a Tear of Vecna. It's a magical item, apparently by a very powerful necromancer."
And he says, yes, I have heard of such a thing. And so you were just looking for information on the historical aspects of this magical item, or actually these magical items. There are supposedly 2.
2?
Yes.
Huh. I did not know. It's is it common to have 2 items with this? I mean, that's a potent item, I imagine. So I never hear of normally 2 of the like.
Yes, there's definitely 2. Here, come with me. And so he takes you over to an area that it's more reminiscent of a restricted stacks area. And takes you back through this one door, which he has a large skeleton key, which he fits into the lock. And
he doesn't say walk this way, does he?
No, he doesn't. And all of his eyes are,
And normal.
They're fine.
They're not Marty Feldman eyes.
They're not Marty Feldman eyes. No. So, you walk back through this doorway into this hall. It's dark back here, and he reaches out and uses burning hands to kind of light the way down this hallway. And he finally gets to this one other door, uses another key to open it, and you are now inside a very small chamber that looks as though it may have at one point in time been a place where they had laid out the dead for embalming purposes. It has, the room is made of limestone, and it also has a very peculiar sort of smell. But there are also old books here, ancient looking tomes. And he motions for you to sit at this one long table, and he walks back through one of the stacks and he pulls out this very, very old book, and he puts it down very gently in front of you and opens it. And after flipping through a few of the pages very, very carefully, not to damage any of the vellum that it is written on, you see that there is a passage that mentions the Tears of Vecna. And he says, so I believe this is what you're looking for.
Okay, so I mean, is it, when I read it, is it in a particular language, or?
What languages are you proficient?
Oh yeah, actually, I haven't thought about that in a while. Hold on for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Common. That's it. I speak common. No.
Actually, I speak common and infernal.
Oh my!
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The job requirement.
Lucky you. Okay, so yes, as you open up this book, you realize that it is definitely not in common, and it is lucky that you actually see, and you can also tell that this elven man obviously also speaks it, and he, as you.
But does he read it?
Oh yeah, no, he's definitely able to. And so as you all are sitting there going over the passage, it goes into great depth of the creation of these two very, very powerful and very evil items. One of the things that stands out to you is that they actually have a will of their own, and they can overtake and possess those that hold it. If both of the gems are being held by one person, they will overpower the psyche of the person, and they will end up pretty much pulling their own eyes out and replacing the eyes with the gems. Once they do that, they are endowed with powers that are channeled from these gems. It will change their being. They stay the same. But their moral compass is completely flipped.
Oh,
Whoop.
yep.
Yeah.
Go Sticky and I.
So when it talks about its creation, does it mention any certain? I don't know. Do I have any? For the creation, does it actually talk about, has it ever been, these items been tried to been destroyed?
Well, being that they were forged by the god Vecna himself, destroying them has never been something that had been achieved. A lot of times people would make the horrible mistake of trying to destroy them, and they were taken over by the gems. To get into the mechanics of it, if you fail a wisdom save against the gem, you will, especially the failure has to be catastrophic, so it has to be like below 5 if you roll a 5 or below, you will end up pulling one of your eyeballs out and cramming one of these gems into the empty eye socket. So when you guys signed up for this adventure, did you guys see this coming?
Hey, we had vampires. We had, I don't know what the hell those things were. I mean, we had,
and now we have a talking ward, so anything's available here.
Yeah.
Okay,
We've
not
never-
you.
We had Toby.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Toby.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anybody saw Toby coming.
Okay. Killer Tobies.
Is there any mention of past users or has anyone been able to? I don't know. I mean, I take it they've either been lost or, I'm just trying to find some details on
Sure.
Is there a way possibly of containing this? Somebody had it. How were they defeated?
Dig a big hole.
Don't touch it.
Yeah. Now, it is said that if you are able to overcome the psychic and wisdom based attack of these gems, that they could be forged into a weapon. And if it can be forged into the weapon, you would be able to refocus its energies, not in the way of evil, but they would end up becoming something completely different.
Great and powerful queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would use these powers with a desire to do good.
Good.
Oh, well,
No. I have the perfect idea, and we have the perfect skill set for this. Kiffi, we need to cast steel. We're going to cast steel, we're going to put this sucker in the middle of it, and we're going to cast some more.
Oh, steel. I thought
All
you
right,
meant
wrong
So
steel.
just one more question, Brian. Does it mention who was the last, user or that had these? Is there any mention of that?
Right. Yes. Actually, there was a last user, and this actually comes back from like ancient the history of the Flyness, and that there was a
guy named Vecna.
no, it was not Vecna. It was actually the necromancer lich, Asarak.
Asarak.
Yeah.
Woo! Let's go to the Tomb of Horrors.
I recognize that name.
Most people would. I mean, he is known in the region, so.
But we need an army to take that.
Interesting.
A small one.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you're also kind of thinking that over the
24 hours.
hundreds and hundreds of years of the history of the Flyness, that you haven't really heard that much about Asarak or his horrific tomb in probably close to 100 years.
Okay.
So as you get down to like the last paragraph, Pav, you notice that there is an interesting passage. And it said, yes, the gems could be forged into a weapon, but there is actually already a weapon that exists that once the gems are placed within its hilt would actually finish the forging of this new and powerful weapon.
Does it mention its last location?
Unfortunately, it is where Asarak's tomb lies.
Do we know where this tomb is?
It doesn't matter. We ain't going there.
Pussy.
Okay. Well, I'll thank the librarian, and then I don't know. I guess I could give him a couple gold for his help.
Okay. Well, I mean, he appreciates any donations. Gold is extremely it's kind of rare right now, being that it's mostly going to fuel the war effort. But you're also kind of Make an intelligence, just an intelligence roll, not a savings throw or anything. Just
Okay.
Yeah, let's just see how you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nope.
Yeah, you're just kind of overtaken by what you read and what you've seen. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. But one thing that keeps crossing your mind is that Toby. Does Toby know this? And is Toby in search of the weapon? He definitely wants the gems. Does he know about the weapon?
And I guess as I start to walk away, I do turn around to librarian. What about the second tier? Does anybody know the whereabouts of that one?
He says, no one knows the location of either. Do you happen to know of one? We believe they've been lost to history.
I'm just kind of curious. I've heard tales. Sorry, Paladin's lying, but he's not going to give any details away. So
he just says, well, it would probably be wise to steer clear of these dangerous, evil artifacts. But I do understand why. I do understand why a man of your stature and profession would seek out a weapon of that type of power. I do understand indeed.
Well,
Because he's a liar.
sometimes you must be prepared for anything, and I'm just doing as that, just learning about history, which I thank you for providing. And do you want me to do a deception check or something like that?
Liar.
You can.
Are you lying?
He doesn't really seem to be really. Yeah. He doesn't believe that you are, because like I said, you're well known here. You are an officer in the armed forces here. You were, the hero of the day.
Let's just put it down to curiosity. I've heard tales of it, and I just thought I would learn a little more.
Right. Exactly. And he just got hit. And of course, he finishes with like, yes, well, Sir Kelex, please feel free to come by anytime if you need more information. Our doors are always open to you.
Thank you, and I will. Good evening. All right.
Okay.
I was going to say Grenna, but because I think she was going to the library, wasn't she? No, she was
She's making a homunculus thingy.
finishing her.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Okay. So Kiffi. Okay, so Kiffi, you ended up meeting up with Angus, your uncle. He asked you about all the things that have been going on since you left for Marydale, which he was aware of. He did have news from home. Your family had been asking about you, and they were just wondering when you would be coming home. Usually, it's like you're not even really too sure what is to become of you at this point in time, being that you've hitched your wagon to this very strange group of people. But once again, Kiffi, you go back to the dream and about Fortubo, and and you had this feeling that you are still drawn to this quest, or that there is definitely some importance, because you kind of feel that you are still driven by that message. Interesting. So as you sit quietly with your uncle, he tells you that there are movements afoot in the at the front, that they're going to actually try to break through the front, to push a little bit within the next coming weeks. Another thing that all of you had noticed was an increase in soldiers from other lands that are here, not just soldiers from Bissell itself, but also from Voluna and also places like Celene. A lot more Elvish being spoken in the streets. So it's an interesting time. Do you have any specific questions, Kiffi?
I didn't really have any specific questions. I just wanted to touch base and make sure everybody knows I'm still alive, even though I've kind of
Right.
gotten sidetracked on this weird adventure.
Yes.
Aren't they all?
Yeah. Now, one thing that I would like to kind of add, especially for Ed, you had been traveling for some time, and at one point in time, your mail was coming from the yeomanry to here, and so you had been getting actual correspondence from your mother, primarily from her, mentioning things that they did get your letter concerning the gaseous bubbles that you found that was in the swamp that you traveled through, and she was telling you that she had relayed this information to your father, who did seem to be very interested in this geologic find that you had stumbled upon. It would be so there is definitely some communication going back and forth.
Okay.
Which is good. I think if I remember right, you and your dad sometimes have a little bit of a falling out kind of thing. There's a little estrangement going on, but mom is at least able to relay information. And also the information that you had been instrumental in saving the Margrave from the Ket was a really, really big kind of thing back home. They were like, oh my gosh, look what Squire Tomas, he's making a name for himself out in the world, not just as a soldier, but as a hero. So you're kind of thinking most likely at home there will be a thawing out, but you're not too sure how much longer that is going to take. But at least you are getting mail.
And they had, the mail hasn't caught up to me yet that I'm married. So I guess,
not yet. That'll happen soon. Yeah. All right, can't wait for that. Okay. So
Bob, I'm assuming you share the information with us when you come back, correct?
Oh yeah, of course.
Can I throw a history check on there? Maybe I've heard something based off of what he was telling us as well.
Sure, you can.
Did you tell us you lied?
I don't know shit.
I didn't lie, just skirted the truth a bit.
Okay, so Tomas, you do
It's
know a little bit.
A lie of omission is still a lie.
Semantics.
Yeah.
So
So
Tomas has.
Can you tell I played a paladin before?
yeah.
He was insufferable.
Do you want some whiskey?
Oh.
Maybe a prostitute?
I think we lost somebody. A prostitute. So
Tomas, you said off of a 12.
So Tomas, you do know a little bit of information, not about the Tears of Vecna, but about Acerak and his horrid tombs. So yeah, I mean, this is stories that have been told from generations to generations. Acerak has been a horrible creature that had taken the lives of, who knows, countless numbers of people, had went forward to vanquish this mighty foe and had never returned. And the ones that did return were terribly scarred and mentally unstable.
And out of that, do I know the approximate location, like the Bass Swamp or something like that?
That's always kind of the thing. Stories have been told so many times that the location is now lost to history, but you kind of think that if you dug deep enough and if you followed followed the texts and maybe even talked to someone who had been there in the past, most likely the people that you would want to search this out would be the elves, long-lived creatures who, like I said, a lot of people have not heard anything new or exciting or interesting about the tomb, but you do know that at one point in time, probably elven scholars had copied down the exact location.
Gotcha.
So, and you might actually be able to find an ancient elf that had actually been there, which would be interesting and fun if you did find somebody who would share their story with you. One that wasn't so badly scarred that, they'd be willing to share. So traumatized that they have nightmares just thinking about it.
How do elves have nightmares if they don't sleep?
Well, this is the type of creature that would even give elves nightmares.
He's a lich, though.
Yeah. Okay. So, Timble, you have a question.
Yeah, you had stated that we were seeing more foreign fighters
Yes.
in the streets. I'd like to take note of perhaps their livery to see if I'm seeing Keelanders or the Knights of the Watch or even Grand March troops.
Okay.
Timble, you should probably check out their pouches to see where their money comes from.
They're kings. So, and that's a pocket. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
Okay, let's go find Encanto and go to Greyhawk.
Well, I think we got to. What I think is we got to go to Greyhawk. Greyhawk opens up resources to us, gets us on the right path, and from there, I guess we do some investigatory. Do we make a decision to go after the individual tiers, or we go after the weapon?
Well, no, Encanto was going to send us to Ipswich and Steric.
Ipswich.
Ipswich.
Yeah,
Starts with
at least it's not Innsmouth. Jeez. Or Dunwich or any of those funny places. Oh, Lord. Good times.
I'm doing that on purpose, right, Brian?
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine.
All right. Well, let's make it happen.
Okay.
Did I see any of those soldiers mixed in?
No, you didn't see any soldiers that
watch.
have that particular brand or crest on their livery, but you do have one that you do recognize immediately is the arms of from the nation of the Luna, which is not very far away from this hole. They actually share a border. You do notice that there are horsemen from Valuna, and like I said before, you also notice that there are some soldiers from what you gather to be the elven kingdom of Celene. So at least you see that, but you don't see really too many others, unfortunately.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, when I went into the keep, did I see that pompous ass elf poking around?
Oh, the pompous ass elf.
Which one?
There are.
You're right.
There are many.
There was
that one was the ambassador that was at the party.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Silvar Heironious. Yeah.
Good time to test your bolos.
Yeah.
I can always make that hair catch on fire.
So the
Now he is not actually from Celene. He is an aristocrat from the Vesvi Forest. If you have a history check, I can give you a little bit more information.
history check. Yeah. Oh.
Let's see. 16 is very, very good. And yes, so what you're able to remember from this very, very pompous elf is that he is the second Duke of Emeril, cousin of Zan, Queen of the Vesvi Forest. He is a member of the Knights of the High Forest and holds the rank of Knight Commander. So that's also an interesting sort of thing to note.
So he needs to be gutted and put on the wall.
We can make that happen.
Now, also historically, mind you, that Zan, the Queen of the Vesvi, is also related to Yolanda, who is the Queen of Celene. So they do share an elven bloodline. So that's also interesting to know. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. There's more people to put in their places. All right. I will, as I sent in the message, relay information into.
Yes.
I mean, up to this latest information since our good Paladin told us and informed us.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
Ready?
Please. It's been an hour. Fish. I'm not a fish. Fish don't drink near as much as I do.
But they smell better.
Nie krucimy mnie jajca, chuj mroźby.
Gesundheit.
All right.
Thank you, my love.
Hey.
I say we roll the Greyhawk.
Grenna's back. Grenna's back. Okay,
Yeah, we have to take
so,
we're going to dance.
So Grenna, you had spent a good solid hour putting together building this creature. Do you want to kind of describe what you have created?
It is a mechanical bird.
Oh,
What kind of bird?
Looks like an owl.
Looks like an owl.
Looks like an owl.
okay.
Wasn't that in Clash of the Titans?
No.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too.
Yeah.
It moves
Do we have a
better.
Bubo knockoff?
Exactly. Very good.
That's awesome.
I think that you guys watch movies.
I mean, we grew up on this stuff. I mean, come on, man.
No, I know, but I
Actually, what was better than we thought.
can't.
I mean, Clash of the Titans was the genesis of the greatest line in the movie. Who says she can't act? Just watch her run.
Thanks for that.
Oh my gosh.
You're not running.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Okay. So you now have this mechanical creation that you have given life to, I guess. Is it also kind of I kind of gather it's a mixture of mechanics but also some magic?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It, well, let's see if I can put this up in here. How do I do
You
it?
can share it
Where you
with
guys do.
all the peeps.
And you better hope Bubbles don't get jealous.
here. Bottom. Go to the bottom. Where's it?
No, there's not one that says that.
Oh, sorry.
Here, maybe
I'll just have to bring Bubbles more bones and fresh meat.
Here,
See if I can take them away.
I'm gonna copy and paste the thinger over because it won't let me share it. So there's that.
All right. Very cool. Okay. So you learn an intricate method of magically creating a.
Yeah, so it can attack. It can be considered a ranged weapon.
Okay.
It can deliver any spells that I want to cast. It can go and deliver them for me up to 120 feet.
Okay.
Ooh. That's an idea.
That's pretty nice.
Must research dragon breath.
It also has a mending spell.
Um,
If a mending spell is cast on it, it will regain hit points. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, that's
I
really
can do the
good.
mending spell.
That's nice.
here.
Okay.
I've got some more for you, Brian. Hold on.
Uh-oh. More info.
Why did it do that twice? I'm sorry. I didn't realize it copied it over twice.
For strike, range,
Yeah.
weapon attack, +4. Okay, that's pretty cool. Neat.
Oh.
All right.
You might want the armor class and stuff too. Hold on.
Okay. No, that looks good. All right.
Okay,
Oh,
there you go.
more information.
And he'll go after me.
What's his name?
I don't have a name for him yet.
Archimedes?
Ratio.
Romulus. I think another one named Remus.
Cool. It'd been cooler if
should
they
be
were
called-
wolves, but
Yeah, if it was wolves, I was thinking the same. Yeah.
Wolves can't fly.
Maybe I can call him Bubbles,
would
and
it
then
be
I'll,
cool
no,
if
I'm
there were
gonna,
wolves that could fly? Okay, well, whatever. Alrighty.
I'll have Bubble and Bubble. Go get my jewels.
Okay, so
It's a mechanical device that can fly. Why couldn't you make a mechanical device like a wolf that
Because
can
I
fly?
can't. It can only be a small thing.
Clearly, those little metal wings are really not efficient. The metal body, it's the magic that does it.
It's a
So,
magic.
yes,
It has to be something small. And
Small.
I already have a talking wolf, and you have your dilapidated mouse. So you know. Now we have something in the air.
Mummified. We have Edgar. What are you talking about? Edgar, my raven.
yeah.
I forgot about him. He hasn't been really useful.
To you.
Okay, so good. Alrighty, so pretty much I think we touched on everybody for the most part. Anybody have any other questions before we go into the evening phase of this? And then as you all get ready for the next day and your travels to the city of Greyhawk.
Okay, now I'm stuck on the Jules thing. The thing's name is Jules.
Jules.
Yes.
Okay, very
You
cool.
don't want to hit my.
Jules it is. Alrighty, so so you all end up going back to the I think you all were pretty much being housed in Castle Oversight. They just wouldn't let you stay at the Red Banner Inn after all that you've done. So you are once again being housed there at the castle itself. Of course, you can come and go as you please. It's not like it's a confining sort of location. You're not locked in or anything. So, but you take dinner at the Crimson Banner Inn, and once again, people are coming up to you, asking how you're doing. And at one point in time they ask Tomas to take the stage and tell the tale of how you were able to save the Margrave and how just absolutely awesome that was. So you had that. Serena, the tiefling waitress, make sure to have all of your drinks ready and brings food out to you, flirting lightly with each of you.
Yes.
Except
Yes.
Grenna. She doesn't have a big thing for Grenna, unfortunately.
She's not my type. Too tall.
Tomas does a performance of the telling of the rescue of the Margrave, but he chooses to do it as a interpretive dance.
Oh my god!
With
and you rolled a natural
lyrics.
20.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Oh my gosh! Okay, so
Of course it is.
so yes, so Tomas takes the stage and just gives a stellar performance. The entire room is absolutely quiet. You could hear a pin drop as everyone is just mesmerized by the tale.
or horrified, as the case may be.
Yeah. It's like you actually hear
Kelex
gaffs.
kind of
You hear gaffs.
Kelex kind of looks over at Kiffi and says, "Did you realize he was that flexible?"
You actually hear.
Crossed my mind to think about that, but thanks for the image there.
The crowd
What are you
actually
doing? Michael
gasps.
Jackson? Doing the Michael Jackson thing, or the river dance thing, or what kind of dancing are you doing?
Yes, all of it.
Well,
Question.
it is.
Definitely
It is.
vlogging.
It's interpretive dance with a little bit of mime because I realize there are people here that speak other languages, so I'm trying to make it with gestures to them, to the other party members, and me acting out their bravery and this whole new interpretive. And at the end, I throw a little bit of Tomas two-step in there too.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
That's
That the part where you fall on your face?
where he's running to the latrine.
so the crowd gasps as he tells when the enemy mage cast fireball on you, and you all were just engulfed by the flames, but stood victorious amongst the ashes that surrounded you, and everybody is just enthralled by the tale, and it's in this interpretive dance, which, I mean, if you'd gotten lower than a natural 20, I don't even know what I would have said, but dude, you're murdering it up there. People are just eating this stuff up.
He's actually using the ribbon from the floor exercise for female gymnastics. So he's doing the ribbon, and
It's awesome. It's lovely.
Now you just need smoke and lightning and some thunder. Hey, I have thunder.
so I tell him the deal. So
Yeah, I think it would be. It's like, well, what you need to do is in the future, you need to have your team be kind of like your stage crew. So I mean, like you could have pyrotechnic like effects because you have yarn. I mean, you have so many possibilities that you could really turn this into.
Well, I'm sure that the pyrotechnic effects that would show up would not be to his taste.
Yeah, but you wouldn't care, would you?
But we
Let's try this out. Okay.
Yarn, I know that you like your flames.
Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have a cantrip or something that, like, a layer of ice on that stage might improve this.
A what? A what device?
Layer of ice, a layer.
Actually, I can do that. I can do ice. I can do water. I can do earth. I can do fire. That's about it.
Because he really needs to be skating, I think.
That would work wonders.
So it's Tomas on ice.
Ray of Frost. Ray of Frost.
It's on ice.
I will set that into my normal rotation.
Tomas on ice. This works. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that hurts.
And I see some more merch, items here. A T-shirt with Tomas on ice.
I'm working on it.
Cool. I'm totally on board with this. I love these ideas. Okay. Oh, what's the dexterity save for?
I was on ice.
Okay. So did you cast like ice or up on the stage? Oh, he's muted.
You're muted, Russ.
I know I was muted. I was talking to Melinda.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering.
He was
Did you
explaining the
cast?
girl he's talking to.
Did you cast frost?
No, I can't.
On this? Oh, you
I can't right now.
Okay, so yeah.
Ah, darn.
So yeah, don't. Yeah, we'll save that. We'll save that epic failure for later. No.
No. I thought he did it, so
That was beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Epic.
I'll remember that next time. No, I that's not one of my normal memorized spells. So
Right. Okay, that's fine.
Well, you have your spell.
This could be titled Blood and Ice. I mean,
Ooh.
Blood and Ice.
Okay, so yeah, so by the time that the tale has been told and people are, it's like just it's they've actually a hat was passed around because the tale was just so intriguing and just so inspiring, and it just moved the audience to cast their silver into the hat. You ended up walking away with 65 silver pieces.
Damn!
Not too bad, actually.
And as in typical Tomas fashion, he passes it to the bar and says, "Pass to the help and pass to the needy."
Wow. Once again, there's it's
3 1/4 gold pieces, man.
Yeah. So, once again, it just shows the magnanimous nature of Tomas is just.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So you finish up dinner. People are leaving. Once again, thanking you, Tomas, for the tale. Thanking the rest of you for being the heroic. Sort of the source of heroism for the entire region, and you end up heading back towards Castle Oversight.
Source of heroism for the entire region.
We are the distraction from the mass death on the front.
Yeah,
Evidently.
You're literally like the USO, but sometimes you just disappear.
We're being turned into propaganda to distract everyone from all the failings.
Okay, we need to get to Ipswich.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you all end up retiring for the evening. Once you get back to your respective rooms, get settled in for the evening. Now I know that I have at least one of you has a mission. So let's address
Has a mission.
Let's address that very, very quickly.
Let's address what?
A mission?
The mission.
Or omission.
Mission. No, it's not. It has nothing to do with Kelex. Okay. So, Timble, probably about 2 hours after you, your friends and all have returned back to the castle, you make your way out of Castle Oversight and make your way across town and out of the south gate, and you find yourself once again at the door to the Tower of Lady Raven. What are you gonna do?
Give it a knock.
Okay, very good. So you
Knock,
knock,
knock.
and as you
knock.
do so, you wait a few moments, but now you can kind of hear the shuffling of something. Like it's like stone on stone, or something is shuffling towards the door, and you hear the latch and the lock disengage as the door slowly opens, and standing before you once again is Mortimer, the skeletal servant of Lady Raven. Its eyes
Is
glowing
Lady
with a
Raven in?
bluish light.
Sir Mortimer, is Lady Raven in?
You just see the head just rock forward slowly.
Might you let her know that I'm here and that I would like to speak to her?
It just continues to, as it turns and starts to make its way up the stone steps behind it.
Did it leave the door open?
No, he closed it, but before he did so, he beckoned you to come inside to the foyer. Down there at the bottom. And then he locked the door behind you and proceeded up the staircase. So it takes him a little bit of time to navigate the stairs. He's not very quick, but he does eventually. You no longer, as it gets gets further away from you, you don't hear that grinding of bone on stone. And
I have small legs, so
yeah,
maybe we matched.
yeah. So a few moments pass, and you hear the footsteps of what you could only assume are cloth shoes coming down the stairs. And just a few more minutes pass when you see Raven walks down, and she is wearing her customary clothing that she usually does, and she is holding it looks to be a wand. And as she turns, as the staircase kind of winds up, she turns the corner, spies you, and immediately tucks the wand away and says, "Ah, Timble, you've returned. Is there?"
I bow. Well, I just wanted to fill you in on what we have learned.
She says, "Of course, I would love to hear it." And she beckons you to follow her up the stairs to the kind of the room that you all were in before, the one with
Sure.
the couches and things like that. She makes sure to light a couple of more lights. It had dim lighting before, but now it's a little bit brighter. And she sets, you take a seat. You can sit in a chair or on the couch, whichever you prefer.
I think I'll sit in the couch. It seems
Okay.
comfy.
Well, as soon as you sit down on the couch, she immediately takes her place right on the couch next to you. Yeah. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So, you're sitting there and you're telling her what has been going on.
What we know about the tears.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you're going to tell her about the tears? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And so she knows very little about that. She does know more about the tomb of Asarak. As a matter of fact, she knows that there is an elderly, an elven woman who had actually ventured there many, probably centuries before.
Who's here in town?
No, she is actually, no, she is a very wise druidess who lives in Instad, which is the capital of Celene.
I'm sorry, the where?
Versus them.
I'm sorry?
The other guy.
I did not catch where she's at.
Okay. Yeah, she is in the city of Instad, which is the capital of Celene.
Oh.
Yep. So, interesting.
And her name?
Well, her name is actually, I'm not sure if she still holds a title, for she is the Queen Mother of Queen Yolanda. Her name is Shira. Make an intel check. Okay. You vaguely remember of hearing this name before. It kind of strikes a bell, but you're not really too sure where you remember it from. Okay.
That's something I might bring up to the others when I read in the morning, or maybe over turkey. Yeah. And I let her know that I'm not exactly certain as to what we're, where this is all leading us. That in of itself is the challenge. We will be leaving in the morning with in tarot, but yeah. It seems might be another one of those things where fate is leading us someplace, and I really don't want to go where I think this might be going.
So she says, so you are heading to Greyhawk. Are you to attend the symposium there?
I may actually sit in on the symposium, and you never know what you're going to learn in these places.
That is true.
You
never know.
I could be distracted with other things, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yes, unfortunately, I did not receive an invitation, but I didn't expect one either. The magics that I usually delve in are outside.
Your circles are not their circles.
Yeah, unfortunately. She says, "Well, I'm glad you came by, and I'm very, very interested in what your friends and you are looking to face in the immediate future. I would like to show you something."
Do you happen? Wow. You don't happen to have another one of those little bubbles, would you?
Oh, the one that you used yesterday?
Yes.
The one that splattered my entire workshop with biscuits and gravy? Actually, yes, I do. But this time, please, please, please don't. And she reaches into her robes and once again pulls out an obsidian orb and places it into your hand and holds your hand, and cups it over Tom said, "This time, there's
I will
charm."
Cup her hand. I'll cup her hand back, look her in the eye, and say, "Thank you."
She just smiles at you and says, "I've actually taken
one day you're going to have to let me paint you.
Shine."
I think I'm going to have to paint you.
Oh, you actually see that she kind of, and even with her pale features, she actually blushes a little bit and is like, "Oh, okay." She's
when this is over and we have more time, we will definitely.
She says, "Well, I will definitely take you on that. No one has ever offered to do something so kind." And
You
so
just have a certain bearing, something about you.
Mm-hmm.
If I could capture that je ne sais quoi, I will endeavor to do so. But the arts, they have their limits.
Right. So she rises and still holding her hand, she says, "I would like to show you something I've been working on."
Please.
Wonderful.
Lead on.
And so she, you end up walking up into the upstairs into the summoning circle area in the laboratory, and you can see that she has been working on something very, very interesting. It looks to be a doorway.
I thought you were going to say a man.
No, I mean, once again, you see Tiny is standing over in the corner. That is her golem that guards this room. It does not, of course, activate because of her presence, but you do see that standing on another side of the room is this stone archway that you can see has been constructed. You're kind of thinking this is probably not something that either she had not probably built it herself, but she probably had help, most likely from either Mortimer or probably more often than not Tiny. And it has very interesting features in that there is indentions on each side and then one at the very top of the arch. And she says, "I have constructed this. I've been doing a lot of research on special stones. When you mentioned the fact that you were seeking more information concerning Asarek and his tomb. It has been said that there are special stones that lie within that open portals. It said, I am seeking these stones, and I'll tell you why I need them. Because I feel, I have a thought, that if I take these stones, depending on how many I can get, I can replicate them, and I can open up portals. Not just for myself, but to have I have a grander thought where each capital city and each land in the Flyness would have such a construction, and that people could come and go as quickly as they wanted to between capital cities and Greyhawk itself.
That would be a boon indeed.
And I think this would be the thing that will make the Crystal Citadel realize that I am not just a wayward elf who is playing with dark magics. I just have this feeling. So she says, so what do you think?
I think I want to help.
She you can actually see she smiles with like, and there's like this light in her eyes that just like, I am so glad to hear you say that. I figured of any persons that I know, that you would probably be the one who would step forward to try to, if possible. Of course, I know what you've told me, your mission is probably much more important than that. But if something should happen, I would
we find things along the way.
Indebted to you. And so
no, there's no debt between friends.
Again, she smiles, and she says, "Well, unfortunately, it's getting late. I know you probably have to get back."
I do need to get back so I can put up pretense and have everyone to have not missed me, as it were.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't care in the first place.
And so Timble, she takes a step back, and she motions with her hands, and you see magics start to coalesce from the darkness. And as she does so, she immediately starts to shrink until she actually shrinks down to about your size. And she walks up to you and just reaches out and grabs you and pulls you close.
Uh-oh.
Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round.
Well, I'm more than willing to see where this leads. I am but a man, searching for a reach around rod wand.
Time out. That means that's the breakout room.
Right. Well, what we'll do is we'll do this instead, because I like to keep it nice and clean. It just pans over to the fireplace, and it fades to black.
And it's a Hallmark network.
Huh?
What was it?
Hallmark network.
Hallmark network. Oh yeah. It's okay. It's very good. Alrighty, so the next day you all
Melinda
rise.
says it's going to be one weird looking kid.
You all rise to the rise with the sun and get ready. Probably about 10 minutes after you rise, there's like knocking on your doors, and you hear Antero, the archwizard, is like on. Oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. Don't want you to miss out. Greyhawk,
And we're all.
Greyhawk calls, and I have to give my speech at the symposium. And I don't want to be late, so you
Oh,
Sleepyhead ragamuffin types need to rise, so we can fly.
And we're off. But we knew that.
Okay, so so Timble, you end up doing you end up walking back about the same time as you hear all of this going on in the hallway, and you're like, oh my god, is it really that time? And and so most of everyone else make a perception check.
Perception, yay!
Oh, are we?
We're percepting.
Oh, we're percepting.
We're percepting.
Precipitating.
Is someone streaming something? Because it's messing up all the cameras.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
I was trying to share it.
Sorry. Okay. So, yeah. So let's see. What do we get? Perception.
He knows. He knows.
Yarn's still hungover.
Okay. So Kiffi and Kelex, as you guys are coming down the stairs, all you do is see Timble just shuffle out of his room, and he looks like he has not slept at all. As a matter of fact, he's a little disheveled. But he has a smile on his face, and he looks like he looks like a man who has won the lottery. And so you're not really too sure what happened, because you weren't really aware of of what had happened the night before. You just realized that he looks rough, but he looks super happy about it.
Out of the way, heck.
I did take time for a whore bath.
Okay, yeah. So he doesn't smell or anything. As a matter of fact, as you guys are passing him in the hallway, he has the faint smell of roses.
Unable to sleep last night there, Timble? So you seem quite cheerful this morning.
Good dreams. Good dreams.
You're a little old for what?
Oh boy.
Kiffi, should we give him the holy glare?
Holy crap.
Kiffi aggressively minds his own business.
Aggressively minds his I love
That's
that.
why I like the dwarf.
Kiffi, that was hilarious. Aggressively minds his own business. That was
What
beautiful.
does that look like? Aggressively minding your own business.
That's impressive.
Hey, Ed, it's another shirt.
Yeah.
Aggressively minding my own business.
Yeah. Aggressively minding our own business.
I like it.
Sorry, I was too busy working on Tomas figure skating for the cup or a picture.
That's even better. Okay, cool.
Oh, it came out really well. If you see it in the Celene chat.
Okay. Oh my. Okay, so yeah, you all following Antero down the hallway and back towards the his wizard's tower. After climbing a couple of flights of stairs, yeah, you're kind of wondering how the old man is able to get up and into this place, but he just it just seems to just be natural for Antero. And and so finally you get to the very top, and the summoning circle is ablaze with this brilliant bluish light. And he's like, all right, go ahead and step on in. And he walks into the center, and you can see as soon as you step in, the glow intensifies. And he says a few arcane...
I reach out and grab a hold of his robe.
Okay.
I'm holding on.
Yeah, he doesn't really even mind. He doesn't. It doesn't seem to bother him at all. And as you're all standing there, there is a brilliant flash of light as he finished the incantation, and you now appear in another summoning circle. But this summoning circle is not in a tower. You are now bathed in just an unbelievable amount of light. And as you look around, you just see there is this incredible building that you're standing in, and above you are the ceiling. The peak ceilings are made of crystal, and light is just flooding this place. And this place is full of people. There are you can see young mages. Every once in a while, you see a guard or two, but there's really more magic users here. You don't see a lot of you don't see druids, you don't see a lot of clerics, but you do see an awful lot of mages and wizards and sorcerers, and they have all manner of different types of creatures. You see pseudo dragons. You see others are have other types of familiars that they have. Some of them have like cats and just crazy. Some of them are crazy animals. One actually has, as it walks by, it looks like a very small dinosaur. Looks like a giant, like a small lizard that is just walking on its hind legs, and it looks ferocious. And
who else had the thought of walking the dinosaur? Okay, sorry.
So, yeah, you are. It's just incredible what you're seeing here, and you see this an elderly gentleman wearing similar robes to Antero. He walks up and just grabs Antero very quickly and just gives him a hug, and he says, Antero, welcome. I'm glad you made it. And he takes a step back, and Antero looks at us. Oh, Bilius, it is so good to once again see you. I am glad that you met me here. These fine people are in need of your help. And so Bilius steps back and says, oh, is that true? Well, welcome to Crystal Citadel. We shall go to my office. Please, follow me. And so he said, Antero, are you going to go into the symposium hall? And Antero says, well, yes, I should go there right away. Take good care of them. These fine people here are heroes, actually. And Billy says, like, oh, heroes. Oh, we
just him.
We actually
just
have
him.
Several heroes here in Greyhawk. So more heroes are good. Follow me. And so he takes you over to this disc that is sitting on the floor. And he says, all right, everybody, scooch in really, really close. We don't want anyone falling off. And as soon as everyone gets onto the disc, I
grab his robe.
You hear a whoosh sound, and as it does, the disc starts to rise into the air, and it goes higher and higher and higher until it finally gets to what you can only imagine is just some crazy height, and it stops at this platform. And he says, follow me, and he walks off of the disc, and you follow him. And as the last person steps off of the disc slowly starts to once again descend towards the floor. And he walks down this crystal-lined hallway, and he finally comes to a door. And on the door, it has a name tag that says Bilius Arneson. And he unlocks it and pushes the door open, and you walk into a beautiful laboratory. And
how did he unlock it?
Huh?
How did he unlock it?
He just reached out and touched it, and you heard the latches turning and the tumblers moving. He didn't have a key or anything. He just reached out, touched the door, and the door, and he opened it from there. And so you walk into this beautiful, beautiful laboratory. You see there is a very large bird sitting on a perch. Make a nature check.
Nature check?
Yeah. I think there's a nature check.
There is.
Yes.
There is.
Oh, man. Yarn. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So very good. So so Yarn, Kelex, Grenna, Tomas. Okay. Timble, you have no clue what this thing is. It actually looks dangerous to you, and you don't want to be near it. Kiffi, you're not really familiar with birds, being that you're more of a subterranean type of guy. So you're like going, wow,
Only pigeon you have
that's a
there.
really good-sized bird. And so what you're looking at here is what they call a silver condor. And it is a gigantic bird. And as soon as you walk in, it immediately looks at you all, just taking you in. But it does seem to linger a little bit more on Timble. And so that makes Timble a little bit more uneasy around it. But after a while, it seems to calm. It seems to calm down, and its gaze shifts back to.
I'll look up at Bilius.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to look up at Bilius and say, I don't think your canary likes me.
And it's Billy.
You look like a
Says,
snack.
it's not really a matter of it liking you. I think it likes you a lot. And then he just smiles.
I'll look at it and go,
He just smiles.
I
at me.
taste like shit.
he just smiles and winks at you, and he says, please take a seat. And there is like a rounded couch looking thing so everybody
He's
can
my woman, not that.
it's a really, really neat setup that he has here in this room. And you can hear beakers bubbling in the back. There's all types of alchemy going on here. The smell is not unpleasant, but it's kind of like, ooh, you're trying to, especially like Yarn, you're trying to like place, like, okay, what are these smells that I'm picking up here? You know, what sort of chemicals is he working with? What sort of arcane, what sort of arcane knowledge is this guy?
I don't recognize that. It's explosive.
So you all take a seat, and Billy sits down across from you and says, "So, heroes of Bissell, what can I help you with? It seemed that Antero was quite adamant that I speak with you."
Well, we have a missive that we need to deliver to, oh, God, what is her name?
What are you talking about?
Her magnitude, Resbin Dren Imandev, Marchioness.
Ah,
Is that the
From her
lady?
cousin, Lady Ilya.
Is that the lady at Ipswich? No,
It
no.
is not.
Here's the deal.
So do you return later today after the symposium?
as a matter of fact, I will be actually traveling to Istavan as soon as the symposium closes.
Istavan?
Wonderful.
Wait a minute, that's going our way. That's where I want to go.
Ipswich, yeah, Istavan.
Exactly.
Can we tag along, please?
Of course. Anything for friends of Antero. Sure. So you just need to go to Istavan?
That's it.
Oh.
Well,
Fine, then fine.
actually,
No, that is where we need to go.
yes, that's exactly where we need to go. But that's not all we're here for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we have the day while the symposium goes on.
Yes, but we promised for lunch, remember?
No,
Turkey
I
sandwich.
won't forget.
Turkey
But,
sandwiches.
Bilius, what time would you be leaving?
Well, the symposium closes at midday today for lunch. I'm only supposed to speak in the morning. I only have probably about another half hour before I have to go. And Taro talks at, I think, an hour or two before midday. So he goes after me. So,
And you were planning on leaving immediately?
oh, no, I was going to listen to
You had a
Antero.
lunch
we
date, did
go
you not?
back a long way. As a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I was Antero's apprentice as a lad.
Mm,
How wonderful.
Yes.
indeed. Could you point us in the direction of a place that buys and sells not necessarily magical items, but things of unique utility?
Well, you're actually in the right place. You are at the Crystal Citadel. There is a wing that deals with sales and purchases. I will make sure that you find your way down there.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So this is all you had for me.
I look at Grenna, the item.
Kelex,
Yeah.
Kelex, you take the lead on that one.
I think we're all looking to Kelex, yeah.
It's infernal. It's all you, man.
That's all me. Well, yes, we do have a need to hide or store an item. Kind of looks over at Grenna. Do you want to show the good archmage here?
No, she doesn't, but
Okay, I'm gonna take it out of my bag, but it is wrapped
Okay.
in cloth, so I can't touch it. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it on the table,
Okay.
and I'm not gonna touch it again.
Okay.
We need
So-
somewhere safe to store this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately,
yeah.
the church was unable to hold this for us.
Okay.
So we're hoping you might be able to help us.
we need the wizards of the Crystal Citadel to find a place to lock this away. I think is what we're looking for. It
Kind
needs to be in safekeeping.
Can't be seen or thought of again.
Yes, please.
So he
Destroyed would be good, but that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, so he's you can see he reaches out very slowly and he says,
No touch!
so
No.
this thing that you've wrapped in here, I'm
Please
just
don't touch it.
I'm just going to touch the cloth and I'm going to move
Okay.
the cloth. Okay, so he reaches over very, very slowly, pinches a little bit of the cloth and starts to pull it, and as it does, it unravels, and as it unravels, it presents the tear, and he immediately goes, "Oh, is this
Yes.
what I think it is?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And where did you find this horrid thing?
In a dream.
You plucked this from a dream. You?
Why is everybody so surprised at that? Maybe little, but I am mighty.
No, I don't doubt you, but you just don't seem to be the arcane type.
Not.
So he just reaches over really, really quickly. And are you wearing your hat or your hood?
Yes. I wear that in public.
Okay. You can see that there is something about him. He just kind of, it's like he knows. And he just reaches over very, very quickly and flips back your hood. And he says, "Ah, daughter of the Fae. Interesting. That you should
Yes,
bring
it's been very
this to
helpful thus
me."
far.
And so you found this in a dream. Was it given to you in the dream?
Yes.
Now I understand. Okay. Do you have the other one?
No.
Oh, no.
Good.
Mm.
Do you know where the other one's at?
No.
Claim?
Do you know if it's, well, you said you don't know where it's at. Was it hinted in your dream, in your Fae dream, where it might be? No.
If it was, I do not recollect. But I'm sure I'll find out what I need to know when I need to know it.
Okay. He says it's good that you didn't touch it. I'm sure you
Sir?
understand its power.
Mhm.
Good.
Sir,
Yes.
Toby.
Toby.
And I'm going to go into explaining Toby and what's gone on with him and the darkness that has him.
Okay.
And that he's looking for this.
And that he is actively looking for this.
He is,
And could possibly have the other one.
yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. He as you unwind the story of your travels with Toby, and he is very, very interested in the scepter pieces. And he says, you had the scepter, and it was destroyed. When you said it was destroyed, or was it?
It was broken into many pieces.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's not a bad thing. That's actually good. That's just one less weapon that the darkness can use against us. He says.
Yeah.
He says, I have a way of being able to secure this item, but one of you is going to have to carry the key. I cannot.
Oh, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you, Thomas.
Tomas.
Kelex will volunteer.
Yeah, I was going to say we only have one option here.
The
Well,
dwarf.
there's Kiffi too. Yeah.
The dwarf.
Actually, no. I think Kiffi should do it because he's more resistant to it.
We know that for a fact.
He's a dwarf.
And this makes him
He is
special.
a beacon of truth and justice.
And he aggressively knows how to keep his own business.
That's it.
Aggressively. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys.
Indifference is my superpower.
Indifference is a superpower? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Reminds it, your secret is safe with
It's
my
another.
indifference.
It's another shirt right there. Indifference is a superpower.
So Bilius rises, and as he does so, he just very, very gently folds the cloth back over the gem and leaves it on the table. And he said, he looks to you, Grenna, and he says, Faye daughter, I need you to pick that up for me. And will you all follow me? And he walks over, and being that this office is like a part of like a semicircle, he kind of walks around the edge of it and into another area which has a small circle. And he asked Grenna, said, please step inside the circle with me. And as soon as
I keep thinking, this guy's name is Bilius, right?
Yes.
You know that means very gaseous. Sorry, that's where I went with that.
So,
What does Bubbles think about all that's going on?
what's that?
What does Bubbles think about what's going on?
He hasn't really said anything about it. He is just
Okay.
watching and just taking in and everything. He doesn't seem to have given it much mind. And so as you were standing there, he actually stays outside of the circle as it starts to glow this purplish light. And as this is going on, Bilius reaches out into the thin air there in front of you, and with you see him put his hand up like so, and as it does so, the fingernail on the pointer finger enlarges and lengthens into a sharp talon, and he draws it across the air, and as he does so, it rips into a pocket dimension. And so at this point in time, this rip in time and space is literally right in front of you, Grenna. And he looks down at you, and you can see that his eyes are of that same purplish hue. And he looks at you and says, Fey daughter, place the stone inside the tear.
Ian?
Okay. And so you take the balled up cloth wrapped gem, and you place it. And as you do so, as you put your hand through the tear in time and space, it feels cold, like a cold, like more like it actually is so cold that it burns. It's almost like if you quickly dipped your hand in liquid nitrogen or something and pulled it back. It's like, oh, you grimace very, very, you just grimace, you can just feel this pain, and you let go of it, and you pull your hand back, and your hand is not damaged in any way, shape, or form. And as soon as you do, he once again brings the talon finger forward and brings it back the other way. And as it does so, time and space knit itself back together. And as this occurs, you see a silver key. It looks to be silver, but you're not really too sure. Drops from the tear, and he reaches out quickly and catches it. And as he does so, he looks, his eyes clear from the purple, the purple on the floor, the light disappears, and he steps off and he hands this key, which is probably about 3 inches long. And he hands it to he says, so who shall be the key bearer?
I'm going to point at the dwarf.
All right. I'll take it.
Okay. And so he says, he looks at each of you, and he says, and then he looks at to you, Kiffi, and he says, I understand that why they have put so much faith in you. You have actually been touched by the gods, I believe. Of course, you would be the one to take this. And he immediately takes his hand, does this, and a leather cord appears and wraps itself around the key, and he hands it to you, and he says, and here you go. Now,
all right, I won't let you down, boys and girls.
He says, now let me give you some instructions on how to use this key. If you should ever need to retrieve the stone, you must use this key. Most likely you should never use this key. But if something should happen that you are maybe in the possession of the other stone, you can use this key to open up this pocket dimension, to drop it in and secure it.
We'll bring it back for you to help us with that.
He says, fine. So he hands you the key, and it says, now, Kiffi, only you alone can use this key. It is attuned to you alone. No one else can use it. If they try, it will truly and surely destroy them. And he hands it.
So we got to protect the dwarf.
But and crawling on the planet's face.
If it's attuned to just Kiffi, can somebody else carry it?
No.
So Kiffi has to be the one to carry it. That would be kind of convenient if it were just attuned to Kiffi, but somebody else could carry it. Then nobody would know that Kiffi is the one that it's attuned to.
Well, if Kiffi swallowed it, that would take care of it out right there.
Well, they would come out eventually.
So you're saying kill the dwarf?
Just thinking back to the last time I was rolling death saves.
That is true. That is true. You were.
It'll be fine.
All right.
I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
No, it's
Can Kiffi turn it into his church to hold? Or would something untoward happen?
Why would I do that?
because again,
We don't need you
not
getting drunk
in the
and
same place.
deciding that you're going to open up the space and, I don't know, puke in it. Drop other things. You know,
like a gnome.
that is a possibility.
Use it as a portable outhouse. Is that what you're trying to get at?
Not a flavor, so everything's fine.
We're on fire. Everything's fine.
I trust it to be in Kiffi's care.
Yeah, so do I. All right. Thank you, Bilius.
I just would
That
rather
has
not-
made
Have
our
it.
life a lot easier.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't want it openable at all
He said,
by any of us.
So he says, well, let me show you to where the merchant's quarter is on our way back down to the symposium hall, and once we're finished, I'll meet you back here at my door, and we shall go to Istavan together.
Excellent. Excellent. And Brian, can you turn up the volume on your microphone, please?
Sure. Sure hope so.
And when do we get turkey sandwiches?
What about now? Turkey sandwiches?
A little more.
How about now? A little better?
Not really.
Like,
But, there we go.
Oh, there. Okay, we're here. We're good. Okay.
Here.
Sorry about that.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you so much for
Okay.
may have
And there's also an option on if you right click on his camera, you can actually turn the user's volume up.
Ah, done. Thank you.
we can do that.
helps.
Well, I didn't know that. How about that?
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Add you. You should have known that. I'll spank you a noodle later.
Bilius, when do we get the turkey sandwiches?
Oh.
Aren't we going to get turkey sandwiches?
He said, well, yes. I think,
Should we meet you there?
of course you could. That is no problem. I know that Antero and I were supposed to have lunch afterwards, but if you all are in such grave and dire need to travel, I mean, we could skip lunch.
No. We must have the turkey sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think the turkey sandwiches.
The turkey
It was a
sandwiches.
command performance by Intaro.
Okay.
Right here. Okay. So,
Needle pulling thread.
off to the merchants.
Dun, dun,
Okay,
dun.
so he leads you back out into the hallway there and takes you back to the another area that has a disc that is awaiting you, and you all once again take your place on the disc, and it starts to slowly make its way down, and all the while you can see birds and, like I said, fairy dragons and actually like sprites and stuff like that are flying around in the air, and it's it is truly a magical place, being that it is a magical citadel. And as you're about ready to land, you hear just an absolute deafening explosion, and just a bright flash of light at the other end of the hallway, and you hear a lot of people just kind of gasp, like, and then from the smoke and that is created, all you hear is this single voice say, I'm all right, it's all good." And people once again just kind of fall back into the norm. Like, this is something that happens pretty often. You have a feeling that this is a thing that happens at the Crystal Citadel. You don't have you
That
don't
didn't
have,
work.
yeah, you don't have just like archmages and you also have apprentices who are trying weird things, who are, you have people who are dabbling in magics that they really probably shouldn't be playing in, but they do. And so he leads you down this really long, winding hallway until you comes into this beautiful. It looks almost like what is it called? I'm trying to remember the name for it. It's like an arboretum or something like that. It's just this gigantic glass dome thing, and there are stalls set up, and there are people talking and haggling and showing off what they have, trying to sell certain items, trying to buy certain items, and they all are very. They're all dressed in various clothes and colors, and it's a very festive kind of feel to it. Even though you kind of have this feeling that this is a daily occurrence here, this isn't anything special. This is how magic is made. This is how magic is made in the Flyness, and as you walk around, it's just very, very impressive. What you're seeing in front of you. So, yeah, I mean, there are people selling scrolls, wands, pretty much anything that you could dream of. When it comes to magic,
scrolls might be an idea.
Yeah,
I thought he said squirrel.
You have people who have magical beasts that they are either tethered or in cages, and it's just a crazy, crazy place. You have alchemists who are actually creating potions and creating poisons and creating all manners of liquids. You can hear the bubblings, and it's just crazy. And of course, the light streaming through the crystal it just illuminates everything and just makes it. Every once in a while, you'll see like little rainbows on the floor and things like that as the light is shooting through these crystals, these prismatic shapes, and it's just a crazy place. And you had never been here before, Yarn, and so this is truly a magnificent place. You can't even imagine something like this being in your homeland. It is just so it's just so over the top. And yeah, it's definitely one of those types of places. The rest of you are also similarly impressed, but it really hits Yarn just because this is his calling. This is where he
hits him in the feels.
Yeah, I mean he's just walking around just like, this is mind blowing. Yeah, he's like pointing. His mouth is hanging open. He's like, I've never seen that. Why don't we have this?
This is why I left home.
Yeah. This is probably one of the things. I mean, you'd heard of this place, but you had never seen it. It's like, it's just mind blowing. Okay, so what are you looking to do here? Now that I've described it in such graphic detail.
In short terms, I want to sell the Python staff.
Okay.
Or trade, or something. And I have that spell book from the Mage and Kit that I have that I'm going to get rid of because I'm carrying it around and it's 35 pounds worth of encumbrance. So
yeah, you probably you really want to get rid of that. And so you visit a couple of stalls. The first couple seem like they're lowballing you on the book.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean they're trying. They're haggling with you. They're more than willing to talk. But you, as you've been looking around, you spied this one. It looks as though it's a very, very interesting kiosk. In that, standing behind it, it looks to be some sort of. It looks to be some sort of a horse, but you're not really too sure about it. It doesn't look to be like your normal sort of horse. There is an elven woman standing in front of it who is running the kiosk, and your eye is just drawn to this steed, and She she kind of catches your eye, and with those large elvish eyes and those very, very feminine features, she just gives you this look, and you just feel compelled to visit.
Oh, compelled, do I?
Yeah, if you want, you might want to roll a wisdom save just to see.
You do know that my people have a history with elves. So it's
Fireball.
Fireball.
Hang on, what am I doing? Wisdom save?
Yeah, just a wisdom save.
All right, come on. There we go.
Tank.
Hey, coach.
Okay, so you're just like, oh, look at that, and you just see this smile cross her face as she gives you this wink, and you walk over, and she is standing there, and she's wearing her robes and everything, and she says, "Oh, look at you." So, what is it?
Do I get a modifier on a perception roll or something? Because
yeah, you can.
We don't have any elves in the party, so this has not come up.
Yeah.
Melda's been there.
Melda has been there.
But you'll notice I never engaged with Melda.
That is true.
Ever.
You don't really chat with her all that often.
So there's a I won't say an antipathy here, but there's a healthy
Joseph, I'm going to leave you alone.
Distrust.
a healthy
Aggressively ignore her.
Oops.
Aggressively ignore her. Oh, but there's
Sorry.
somebody-
No. Okay, so I'll come over, but even if I failed on my wisdom check, but I'm still sitting there going, it's an elf. We had the elves did this and that and the other thing, and
Yeah, but as you're heading over, and you just have this feeling that you want to talk to her, and as soon as you approach, she is like, she looks you over and just kind of getting a feel for you, and she looks at what you're wearing, and she says, "I know where you're from, for my people are from the same region."
Really?
I know that we have not always been friendly. I understand that. But I have a feeling that you have something that you want to part with, and I would like to see it.
I have a couple of items that I'm looking to find new homes for.
There's a snake in my boot.
She smiles and says,
Yeah.
"Good. I would like to see them."
I have a snake in my staff.
She says, "Okay, I am not in the market for one of those, but I could trade you something I think that you might like."
And what would that be?
Reach around.
And she turns around, and as she does so, she claps her hand very, very sharply, and it makes a very almost kind of unsettling noise. And as it does, the horse disappears. And she turns back around to you, and she is holding this little, it's an opal horse. And she says, "Here, give this a try and see what you think." And
Is it like an obsidian steed?
so she hands it over to you, and you said all you have to do is hold it in your hand and clap. See what you think.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay. And as soon as you do, the figurine disappears, and standing right next to you is what you're kind of thinking you're thinking it's still the horse, but it has a more familiar look to you, as it has like the same sort of features that from your homeland, the horses that come from that region. It looks like something that you would see in the stables there, at home. But what is really, really interesting about it is, and she elaborates and she says, now, the beautiful thing about this horse is that if you need it to get somewhere where a horse could not normally go, this horse can do it.
Interesting. That could be very useful.
Yes. So if you need to climb to the top of a high mountain, your horse can take you. If you need to go through a swamp, your horse can take you.
Cross to an island?
It can cross the water. It will not sink. Is this something that you would be interested in?
I'd be certainly interested in a trade.
He said, so what else do you have to bring to offer for such a fine, fine steed?
A sorcerer's spellbook. Not a sorcerer. A wizard's spellbook.
She says, may I see it?
Certainly.
So she takes it, and she kind of put this one and said, oh, this is interesting.
From Ket.
Yes. It's a Ket war wizard. Ooh. I have not seen one of these, but I've heard of them.
Well, you won't see that one
Their
anymore.
magics are interwoven with their god, Al Akbar. And interesting indeed. My people, as you well know, do like to dabble in the magical arts from time to time. And she said, I would love to have this book. You have, I guess, already went ahead and made copy?
Of course.
Excellent. She says, so, do you have anything else?
Just the staff.
Just the staff. So she thinks about it long and hard, and she says, well, this horse is quite valuable.
Do
you have any coin that could go along with it?
I have a bit. How much would you be interested in?
500 gold pieces?
How about 300? Yes, Ed.
Can I try persuasion to try and talk her down a little bit and herald up how he is one of the heroes of the realm currently?
Different
you can
realm,
give it a
but
try.
How much gold do we have?
that's all I got.
I'm going to lean over to Kelex,
Nice.
and I'm going to tug on his sleeve and let him know that I've got dibs on the horse when the sork dies.
Dibs on the horse from the what, guys?
When you die.
When you
Oh,
die.
okay. With that horse, I won't. I'll be the hell out of there.
Okay.
We'll see.
So, yeah, she looks over and hears your words, Tomas, and she's like, "Oh, so you're famous."
For certain values of the word famous.
We haven't died yet. We're not that famous.
Usually, with fame, usually comes gold. So I don't see why it would be such a problem for the original.
You see, for some of us, gold is not the reason we wander the earth. And I rarely carry more than I need to last me for a week or a month.
So you are an altruistic soul.
No,
No.
I'm poor.
Oh,
I'm
you were
poor.
That is interesting. A poor mage with such an interesting book and a serpent staff. Okay, 300 I can do. And she reaches out this very, very lithe elven hand to shake.
All right. And I shake the hand.
Okay. And so you hand over that. She of course hands you the opal horse. And so now you have this really, really strange object, and it's just really. But you do understand that you feel that this was a really good trade. That even though she is an elven of elven ancestry, you have a feeling that here in this place, old feuds take a back seat in this wonderful magical realm. So she thanks you. She thanks you and says, "If you should ever run into anything else like this again, please come and see me. I would love to see what you find in your travels." And she just
Yarn, do you have the 300 gold?
I did.
Okay.
I now have 55 left total.
I was just looking to see if you needed more.
No, like I said, I'm poor.
He is but a poor mage.
I asked if she can point me to the directions of somebody that might be interested in the staff.
Oh, she was going to buy that was part of it. The staff and the
she took the staff.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm good. All right.
Okay.
I'm ready for a turkey sandwich.
Go give me a chicken pot pie.
Okay, so it took you a little time to do the shopping and everything. So by the time you're done, you're kind of feeling that Bilius is probably done with his symposium part, and that Antero is probably starting his. And he's only supposed to speak for about 15 to 20 minutes. So you still have a little bit of time to explore. You can either continue to explore this area, or there are other parts of the Crystal Citadel that might also be of interest.
Actually, all of the parts of the Crystal Citadel are of interest. However, we don't have time.
Yeah. And so as you all are walking out back into the main lobby area, you're actually approached, Yarn, by two individuals, and wearing similar type of just wizardly garb, but they look like to be of more apprentice types. They're young. They're not as polished or seasoned. They haven't been in situations that like you have been in. So, but they do approach you, and they're like going, "Oh," they kind of look you up and down, and they look at your comrades here, and they're like going, "Oh, are you an adventuring wizard?"
I wouldn't say adventuring. I'd say walking into a series of misadventures, led by that one right there, pointing at Tomas.
He said,
well, Tomas hears that and says, "I wouldn't really say wizard either."
So
Tomas on ice is gonna work.
Yeah, you kind of see the two. You kind of see the two apprentices kind of bristle at your slight, and they're like, "Oh," it's like, "Well, that's
Yarn's got some fanboys."
Very fair." And it says, and so they're very interested in who you are and what you've done, because it looks as though you're a part of a group where they are not. That are actually just tied to a wizard. Because they're still learning, and so they they're very, very interested in things that you've done, but you really don't have time for them. So
I'd say, I'm sorry, I have a lunch date with Antero and Bilius, but once you feel comfortable with what you can do, go out and look. The worst thing you can do is die.
Just make sure you have a good friend who supports.
And so they're like, "Wow, that's really sage wisdom. Thank you, Thank you so much.
You got it. No, it's a good day.
Yeah, they look a little. They look a little like ooh. So what? As one is, have you ever died? Have you died on your
Not yet.
adventures?
Not yet.
Oh,
Not
good.
for-
That's
But the day ain't over yet.
That's wonderful.
The day ain't over yet.
Good. And so they just kind of walk away, whispering between each other. And
one important piece of advice: never cast firebolt in a swamp.
they just go, okay, thank you, sir.
But it is hilarious if you survive.
Ryan,
Yes.
I did put something in the chat there for you.
Oh.
Yeah, he picked somebody's pocket.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Is there any one you're looking specifically? I mean, there's a bunch of people.
Those
around.
two that came up to him, I'm just curious what's in their pockets.
Oh.
My intent is to put what is in one pocket into the other, the other
Okay.
into.
You're not really looking to take anything.
Steal. I'm looking at
You're just creating mischief and chaos. Okay, that's fine. And with a 23, that is easy to do. So as you're, as they're just really taken with what Yarn is telling them, you kind of slide behind them, and you're like going through their pocket, and everybody else can, your party can see you doing it, and they're just like laughing. I think everybody make a perception check. I just want to make sure.
I failed.
You failed. Okay, yeah. So you're really kind of like just okay. So Yarn, you're not
wait,
really paying attention.
Try that again.
Grenna.
Sorry, I wrote the wrong one.
Watch Kiffi like nail it or something.
I know Kiffi is what I was
Okay,
thinking.
okay.
That was Grenna. All right.
Okay. So did Kiffi roll? No.
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20? Oh, I didn't see it. Okay. Was it a natural 20?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah. So all the while the rest of you guys are listening to the conversation, Kiffi, you just kind of watch as Timble just kind of slides behind these kids. I mean, because they're literally teenagers. And you just see he was like going, just reaching in. He's like, he's just moving stuff around. He's not taking anything. He's just moving things.
This is the best lesson they could have about adventuring.
That's it.
Don't get distracted.
Whatever you think is happening, that's not what's happening.
So
Be aware.
You see him reach down into like one of the ropes, pulls out a wand, is like going, and puts it in the other one. So it's just like, and you're just like going, once again, you are aggressively minding your own business because you're just like.
If I could, I would even sign one of the spell books. If that were possible. But I think that's
It's like hugs and
problematic.
kisses, love Timble, or something like that.
Yeah.
Hello.
Keep your eyes on your purse, fellas.
So you need to come up with a name like
Yes,
Timble the,
never get
Timble the
distracted.
Sly or something,
Thimble fingers.
Take care, you're very godfather.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So as you guys are just having a lot of fun just checking stuff out. Eventually though you see Bilius and Taro are walking out of these two large double doors. When you can see behind is just like this gigantic meeting hall, and you see all these other elderly looking wizards. Some of them are ancient, some of them are elves, some of them are of course you don't see a lot of dwarven wizards, but every once in a while you do catch like a gnome, gnomish wizards and stuff like that, gnomish mages. You'll see a few out, but a lot of them are humans. You have a lot of humans and a lot of elves, and they're all walking and chatting and stuff like that. And so you see Taro and Bilius, and they walk up and said, And Taro just, oh, are we ready for some turkey sandwiches? I know I am.
Indeed, we are.
All this talking about magic, and I want turkey. And so he and Bilius lead you outside of the Crystal Citadel. And this is like the first time any of you have been to Greyhawk. This is a magnificently just impressive city. It's just absolutely beautiful. And above
I think Ed's got a question.
you can see every so often you see winged riders who are riding griffins and things of that nature, and you're like, holy mackerel, this is insane here. And yeah, and as you turn a corner and you're heading down this really just beautiful little, it's just like a little alley, but there's little shops and stuff on the sides that are just, and you can smell fresh baked bread and meat and things of that nature. And the buildings here are small and they're like red brick, and it's just an amazing sort of place in a world full of chaotic things. This is truly like the center of definitely of the Flyness. I mean, there are definitely other countries out there, far flung places that many have never been to, but to you, this is incredible. And so finally, you turn this little corner, and there is a place called. There's a wooden sign out in the front, hanging from like an arm off of the building that says Hoppers, and you see there's like a turkey like scribbled into like the board, and you can smell turkey, and you can also smell like sausages and things of that nature. And you walk into this little tiny building, and there are people who are already sitting here in little tiny, they're like high top chairs, and there's a few people waiting to make purchases, but you can see that there is this large board that is tacked up on the wall that has like all these wonderful foods. And there's turkey sandwiches, there's turkey sausage, there's turkey bacon, there's turkey this, there's turkey that. They really like turkey here. And there's turkey jerky. You can buy bags of turkey jerky. And it's like insane that this is all they do here. But they also have fresh baked bread and rolls and things. And they have sauces that you can put on your turkey. And so,
Ryan,
yeah.
Ryan, I do believe Squire Tomas had something for
Tomas, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Before we left, Tomas was going to take a chance and just start plucking a little song while around the ancient elven wizards, picking at his knowledge of Vecna and Ashrak, and trying to see if he gets any attention from the wizards with the performance.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a performance.
I'm not sure that the attention you get's going to be the attention you want.
Oh boy,
it's not.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's your performance is kind of lacking. It's not. It doesn't seem to be very polished, and they don't seem to really be paying much attention to you. They kind of take They kind of take you as just some sort of street urchin out here trying to drum up some like coin, not knowing the genius, which is Tomas.
Tomas.
That teleport so early in the morning threw him off his game.
Yeah, I think so. So okay, so
please don't do that when I'm in the blast radius.
Yeah. So Bilius and Antero say Antero turns and says, "Oh, my friends, go ahead and choose anything from the menu here. It's on me, and I'm sure Bilius will pick up the ale, right, buddy?" And Bilius looks at, "Oh, of course, I'd be happy to get the ale for us." And so they order like a bunch of like turkey sandwiches, and they have some sauces and stuff that they You can put them on yourself. You don't, it's and they get a couple large, big old, big steins of ale and stuff like that, and they bring them over to the high tops, and you guys are like, sitting there, and it's really, really good food, and you're really, really, you really are enjoying it. And Tara looks over and said, "So did Bilious fix your little problem?"
For certain values, the word fix.
He did grow a nail and create a space pocket rupture in
good
reality.
Good pocket dimension, excellent. Very wise, Bilious. I know I taught you well. Very good. Says, well, so when are you going home? And he looks over at Bilious as he's saying this, and Billy says, "Well, as soon as we get done with these sandwiches, I'm actually supposed to be heading to the summer cottage. That's where the Marchioness is at this very moment."
Are we actually going straight to the summer cottage?
I would certainly hope so. Hope you all don't mind a little,
I think it
No, I
precipitates my missive being delivered.
Oh, excellent. No, of course. No, that's exactly where I was planning on going. I actually have a cabin not too far away. We'll actually teleport right there, and then I have some spare horses I could give you or loan you, and we'll make haste and head over to the summer palace. It'd be nice.
In that case, I think I need some bags of turkey.
Ah,
bags of turkey.
Turkey.
Bags of turkey.
Hoppers, the best turkey jerky in the land. Alrighty, so good deal.
I thought they did frog legs.
Huh?
I thought they did frog legs.
Oh,
Doc Hoppers.
So you eat.
I just want some Munda cheese.
Want some cheesy comestibles? Okay, so
I'm going to go with the reach around ride.
some cheesy comestibles.
Bilious, do you think you could teach us that little fingernail trick?
He says, well, I don't know about teaching you, but he looks over at Yarn and says, "You, sir, have the power. I certainly do think that you would probably eventually rise to that type of occasion."
Oh, I appreciate that, sir.
Oh, nice.
Dude.
Said, I know that some of the ways of the mage in your land might be a little different than the way we do things here. Were you a natural born, or were you taught? I know there's some natural borns there.
I was taught by Master Sigurd Orminolga.
Oh.
Never heard of him.
I think he was talking at the symposium today. Was he not?
That would be very interesting.
Oh.
He's out of Krakenheim.
Yes. No, I'm familiar. Wow. I'm almost sure. Maybe I'm mistaken, but whatever. But no, this of course, Jan here might be eventually able to lift himself into such lofty abilities to open up a pocket dimension to drop things into it.
If I survive that long.
Well, of course, that's the hard part. So,
You see what happened here?
So, huh?
Do we see what happened here? We give the key to Kiffi, and suddenly he gets all gangster and thuggish on us. I mean, look at him.
He's getting evil.
He's
turning.
He's
Darth Kiffi.
So he says,
"Uh-oh, now Tomas has gone join the gang."
Careful, next we'll be killing an Arab.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Redneck.
Don't cross him. He'll bust a holy cap in you.
the same look.
Timble, I got the overalls and the beard.
Yeah.
And they're falling apart too.
Oh, hush.
Okay. So you all finish your
That means
sandwiches.
they're warm, probably comfy.
Okay. So you finish your sandwiches and your lunches, your lunches and your drinks and everything. And Taro stands and says, "Well, good friend, it looks as though I must be moving on. I must be getting back to Pelik. I'm sure you're on your way back to Istavan, so they shake hands and once again embrace. And he says, and Taro looks and says, "Be very, very careful where you tread. I've been to Istavan once, and there is just all types of strange things that go on there. Watch out for those.
There is darkness.
Watch out for those. Yes, those dark-faced elves are quite the menace." He said, "Yes." So he looks at Bilius, and Bilius says, "Well, good friend, good luck. And I hope to see you.
I'm going to walk up to
Hope to
Intaro.
see you again soon."
I'd like to walk up to Intaro and hold my hand out and shake his hand and tell him thank you for helping us.
He immediately takes it and says, "Oh, of course, any time. You have proven yourselves time and time again as being just stand up, the heroes that we definitely needed in a very dark time. So you're always welcome in my tower." And he looks at them. "I'm sure Bilius would feel the same if he knew the extent of what you had to go through." And he said, and he
Regardless,
said,
thank you, sir.
maybe one day, Bilius, this fellow right here will tell you the story of everything that occurred on the rescue mission. He is quite the bard."
Something.
Someday.
Moments.
Someday. Why, yes, I will tell you about it right now.
Oh, crap.
He says,
He's going to tell. He's going to tell. He's going to tell. He's going to tell.
It's pretty much.
Going to hell?
He's like, nobody knows the troubles I've seen. Nobody knows but Bilius.
All right.
If I throw one of these bolas just right, will it act as a gag?
If it doesn't, we can make it
around
do
his
something.
neck and cut off his air supply. Yeah, I guess it could work like that.
You could turn it into a ball gag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see
I
that. We
think there
go
might be
to
a bonus on that one.
a dungeon and somebody says, "Wake up the gimp," and they take me let me out of a box.
So Bilius escorts you all out. As you're telling the story, he is listening intently and is very, very impressed until you finally make it back inside the Crystal Citadel. You're on the disc. You float back up to his office, and he says, "All right, well, it looks as though we're ready. I guess you all are ready to head to the Summer Palace."
And we're off.
All right.
But we knew that.
You step back into his
I'm
office.
grabbing the rope.
You head over to this portal circle that he has. Once again, the magics flow from him, and as it does so, the summoning circle, the teleportation spell takes hold, and in a flash, you are once again teleported to a completely alien place. You're inside another tower, but this one doesn't look as polished as the one that you had just left. This seems to be more of a provincial sort of
Rustic.
yeah, very rustic. And as you kind of look, you kind of take in Bilius. You're thinking, okay, this guy has obviously pulled himself up from like really, he probably started very, very a very Spartan existence and has built up this immense amount of power and prestige. And he just smiles at everyone and says, "All right, everybody's present and counted for. All hands and all legs were inside Ah, good. Nobody lost anything. Good, excellent. And so he leads you down to the bottom of the tower, and in the distance you can see this magnificent manor house, not too very far away. And being that you have traveled further west, it's actually a little bit earlier than when you left at a little bit after noon. So you're actually like maybe 2 time zones away. So you're actually back to like a little after 10 o'clock, kind of. So it's kind of neat. You're like, man, we have been all over the place this morning. And magic is majestic, truly. And he motions you over to this one outbuilding, which is a stable. And he says, well, feel free to pick a horse. I'll get one of the stable boys to make sure that your saddles are correctly. And as soon as we get all saddled up and ready, we'll go ahead and head over to the summer palace.
All righty.
Okay. So, Tomas, you're going to help out a little bit. That's nice.
I'm picking a horse.
Oh, you're picking a horse? Okay, cool. You got the meanest ass horse in the.
Master Zoya?
This horse just automatically kicks people, like all the time. Fine, Steve. Okay, so Kelex, you can just summon your steed at any time. Actually, you've done this before. You did this for the wedding. And so, you have just a majestic looking steed to call upon at any point in time. So you don't even have to worry about this. This is not even an issue to you.
And I'm calling him Maximus.
Okay, and so Yarn, you can actually just use your opal horse if you want to. I mean, it's still a horse.
I'd actually prefer to ride a real horse. Okay. One does not use magic for mundane things.
Okay, so you pick out a suitable mount, then stable hands come to make sure that the saddle is on correctly and it's tight enough so that you're not going to slip over it.
Considering my animal handling is kind of marginal.
Uh-huh.
Ships, yes. Horses, no.
Horses. They're a little different. They handle differently.
When I say whoa, I mean whoa.
So Timble
Just make sure it's not a cat.
So Timble finds like the coolest war pony ever. This thing is like insane, and you're like, shit, this is the shit right here. You're actually very. It's like you're drawn to this animal. You're like, and it reacts to you very similarly. Kiffi, where dwarves primarily are not horse riding people, you find at least a suitable mount that you think will serve the purpose. Grenna, you really don't even have to even do this at this point in time because Bubbles has gotten to such a point where you could ride Bubbles.
Woo!
There we go.
It's Ward Cavalry. Yay!
Bubbles.
Living the dream.
I rode you, or would you rather I ride a horse?
And Brian?
He just looks over at you, and now everybody can actually, because he's never actually talked in front of everyone else, but he says, he looks at you, Grenna, and says, I think I would enjoy that very much.
Okay.
And you all are just like, did the dog just talk? And so Bubbles just kind of looks around at all of you and says,
man.
Hi. Yeah, I can talk. it just has that weird dog grin where it kind of shows its teeth and it's like, oh, that's you probably shouldn't do that. Weird dog grin. Yeah.
Do you know there's a song in there somewhere? If we could talk to the animals, oh, just think of it. What do you think they'll say?
Okay. So
on the ride over, Brian, on the ride over, I would like to talk to Bilius.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Ask him when he started working as the court wizard for Sterich, and did he hold that position while Quershard was still here?
Yeah, he's you kind of, as you look at him, you're kind of thinking that he is probably in his early 50s. I mean, he carries himself like a man who is maybe 20 years younger. But just you can see that there is definitely some. Yeah, he's definitely of some age. He says, well, actually, I was a good friend of the late regent, and I also know his daughter quite well.
Checking the counter.
Are you speaking of Ilya?
Yes, actually.
Put this all in the refrigerator. Check on the counter.
Said I know that she is now living in this,
here,
but it has been some time since I've had a chance to speak of her. Now, Antero does talk of her often, so he kind of keeps me in the loop.
Well, should you ever need to send a missive to her, I have many friends within her house.
Ah, well, very nice. That's very good.
Is there any news around Quershard? I had thought I had heard a rumor that he may be still around. Maybe captured.
No, I had thought that he had actually indeed passed.
I don't.
Well, you know how rumors are.
Of course.
No.